This is the website we will be building today. We'll start by looking at the home page and scrolling down. You can see a little bit of text and then the footer at the lower end of the web page. We will have 4 selection sites or selection pages at the top under the nav bar. So services will look like this. The About section looks like this, a little information about myself and where to get a copy of the complete code for this project, and then a contact site. Now, this is basically a single page app and consists of a header with a selectable menu, the home page, services page, contact page, and about page. We will cover routers under the app.js file and state hooks in the navbar section, which is this blue across the top with the menu. On the About page, we have information about where we're going to be getting all the information you need to install and run this website. We're going to be using Visual Studio Code, and if you don't have it, I've provided the website where you can go download it and then you just follow the instructions. You will also need Node.js on your computer, and I've provided the link to that website as well. The Node.js loads the package manager npm, which we will use to provide the initial code for the React website. Now, if you need to do this, what you do is just pause this video and go install those 2 packages. What I'm going to do now is take us over to this website, and you can see the link up at the top. It's basically using React and Visual Studio Code, and this will show you how to build and start a React website. If you'll see, it's create react.app or dash app. And you do need to use the command line interpreter. And I am going to put this in my YouTube folder. And you basically use this create react app, and it's going to build the file structure for our website under YouTube React website, which is the directory I've put together for this video. And once you type it into the command prompt, you just press, oops, done something wrong. Oh, did not copy the correct thing. go. And you can see it installing the packages, building the base React website. Takes just a couple of minutes and it will be finished. Okay. Now, this is the code structure or the file structure looking at Video Studio Code, Visual Studio Code, and you can see the file structure that's built on your computer. And what you do is you go to Terminal, New Terminal, and npm start. And I already had something working, so I had to change it to a separate port. And this is the output in your browser that you will get from the basic install of the React. Now we're going to go to a file that I have already edited so that we can see how the website is developed. And let's see, we're going to go to this Visual Studio Code file. We're going to do a new terminal. We're going to do another npm start. Okay. Now we're having the same issue here in that we already have something working, running on port 3000, so we just say yes, and it will open it in a different port. And you can see we now have the website up and running. What I have done is I've already built the website so that we don't have to sit here and watch me type in code. The goal of this video is to show how the web app is structured and to give you a functioning file structure for you to use. Personally, I don't get any benefit out of watching someone key in code. You should understand that will not be covering a lot of the detail of the web structure, such as CSS, HTML, building the file to load on a server, and loading the file. We're not going to cover Bootstrap, fabulous fonts, etc. What you're going to get here is a template for building a web app, and a template you can understand how React works and use it to build what you want, to reconfigure this basic template to meet your needs. Now we're going to start out by looking at the nav bar, which is this blue bar across the top with the selection menu. Now, this is the JavaScript that, or the React.js that builds the nav bar. Nav bar is using state hooks and fabulous fonts. It interacts with the routers in the app.js file to move to the different pages listed on the menu. You can look at the navbar.js and the app.js and add to or remove web pages and modify React to meet your requirements. Next, we are going to look at the footer, which is the blue section at the bottom of each page. And here you are. The footer uses its location, or is given its location in the app.js, and is further defined by the footer.css, where its position is set at the end of the web application, or each page of the web application. There is a lot of information online about getting the footer to stay where you want it to stay. What is defined in the code that is in this application seems to work well, but you'll see people have many different solutions to the problem of getting it where you want it to be and keeping it there. Next, we're going to look at the home page, which is the page where the web application opens to. And here you are. Now, the home page is basically text with one large and what is referred to usually as a hero graphic. The hero graphic is defined by div class name equal background. Now we're also going to look at the home CSS, which is where the background image, you can see it here, is defined. Next, we are going to look at the services page, and you can see how it's structured. And it has numerous images, which you can see how they're implemented on the page, and they're very easy to change, to add additional. So if you want to modify it, set up your own graphics or delete graphics or add text, whatever you want to do. Basically, the services page is just text and graphics. The images themselves are all under the images folder over to the left under public images, and you can see them. Next, we're going to go to the About, and you can see a picture of me and a little bit of information about myself. and a little bit of information about what we're doing with the app, the downloads you need to make, uh, and where you can get a copy of it under GitHub. Now, basically, all you have to do under the GitHub website is to download the code for the project, then extract it from the zip file and bring it into Visual Studio as a folder, because the file or the folder has multiple files in it. So you do need to download a folder and not a file. And here is the JavaScript behind the page. You can see it's very simple. It's got the one image, picture of me, and then the text. So you can see how easy it would be to modify this text and put whatever you want in there. Now we're going to go to the contact page. Now I've only used or put in here an email address, not anticipating a lot of people trying to contact me. I have not implemented MailChimp or any of the other mail services you can insert here. But let me take you back over to the JavaScript, and under contact.js, this is where you would insert if you wanted to be more elaborate and use a MailChimp in the anticipation that you're going to have considerable more interaction with people on your website. If you're going to do a blog with this or something like that, you would need to set up a mail server. Now, the next thing and the final thing we're going to look at here is the app.js file. Now, the app.js file is the lead file, the head file for React. And basically, it provides the router and the route to each of the pages. This is what sets the home page and basically allows the nav bar to go between what we have set up as pages on this single page app. And that concludes the video, and my contact information was under the About section. If you have any questions or comments, I would be pleased to respond to them. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.